thought if I just, like this yoga box was sitting right inside here.
Mhm.
I thought if I just move this out of the way, maybe it'll be easier because maybe I'll just have my laundry done, right?
Yeah.
So
is there hardwood under the carpet?
yeah, kitchen into here. All this, the kitchen in here,
That's nice.
actually has some horrible vinyl sheeting on top of the hardwood floors. So I don't know. I mean, it could be that they just have to rip all of it out and start over.
Is it glued down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful because they usually want. They usually either charge you an arm and leg or they want me to remove the linoleum or whatever it is because it's so hard to get at.
Well, I mean, obviously, I cannot remove the linoleum. When you look at it, you can see that I attempted.
Yeah.
So,
They'll probably say, well, we just have to take that all hardwood.
and that would be okay too. I would not be opposed to that. So
That would be nice.
So yeah, I moved. So now all anything that has to do with a yoga class or
Wherever you need, so that
this
it's torn up.
which is my teaching studio, it's in here.
It gives you a lot of storage.
It does, and I can still use my the AC. I just turned it on, so.
It's going right out of something.
Oh, so you're happy? Well, and, I have a friend that's coming that I guess might spend the night with me 1 or 2 nights this weekend, just because it's the holiday weekend and.
Well, I was going to ask because since Monday is
4th
Fourth of July, I figured you might. I didn't know if you wanted to.
I'm not going anywhere, so let's just keep our schedule on, and then if we decide in the moment, that's okay too. Is that all right?
Yeah.
So okay, all right, so let's make some circles. Oh.
Nothing exciting about it. Absolutely. That's why I laugh when people tell me, they'll call and go, "Oh, what are you up to? What have you done this week?" It's like,
Nothing.
not much anything. I'm to art, read, work yoga.
And then go the other way. I wanted us to have an opportunity to go back. One of the ladies said, "Oh yeah," she's like, "Absolutely. I went to turn on one of the cheer yoga sessions. I saw her last night. I went to turn on one of the cheer yoga sessions, and then I didn't get very far through it. I'm like, well, just sit down and do it." I said, "Mary and I do it different. We kind of throw a little weight in there."
She probably looked at you for.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
the
she
first
just-
week, if you had said waste the first week, I could have done.
and then back into the center. And let's inhale, swing the arms up as far as the shoulder will go, and exhale down. That's all we're going to do. Inhale up and down. And of course, if you can go all the way up, you do, but you have to drive yourself home. That's so much better. That movement in the
This
shoulder
way, this
is
way.
so much better.
We had to get stuff off shelves at my house this weekend, so it's like, okay, I gotta work on this. I have to go to the top shelf to get something. And so it usually works for a few things, and then it kind of goes like this.
That's okay. So let's just go palms down here, right? And this is when you turn your palms down, your shoulder doesn't lift as much. So just reach beyond your fingers and only come about a third of the way up, right? So if this is a third, hold. And you saved your third. Okay, bring it down. It's not gonna work if you go beyond your limit, right? It's gonna quit. And then you won't be able to lift it. So always honor where you have the limit. Okay, and then now hang in here. Let's grab our weights then, because we're gonna let it stretch out. So you have both
Which one?
Give whichever one you want. You have the slightly heavier, and you have, so you've got your two different ones, right? And so all we're gonna do is have them here. Maybe even just a little rock. They can be together, rocking together, or you could do an alternate, this way.
We'll take a lot of thinking to do the alternate.
I know, right? You go, what?
Agree with.
To both.
Just throwing on Jennifer wants to make up this morning. And your husband sometimes you get something in your eye. And so I had eye drops. I had to get eye drops in. And of course, they got in one place and it started burning. And then that. So trying to take my makeup off instead of getting in the car or, just clear whatever I had in the eye. And I realized, okay, it looks good. It's like when you walk into a place and you're lopsided because one eye has makeup and one eye doesn't.
Let's go one hand here, right? And just at the same time, switch the hands. Now, I want it to really, you can feel that move of the wrist. So this is really nice for me because that's the way I work my wrist and my hands, right? So I'm also going to swing my arm back and then control it back. And you can go fast or you can control it. And if you control it, you can feel those muscles. So now I want us to, now watch, we're not going to touch the leg, we're going to hold the arm. Oh, that's not fair, right? This one's back behind us, and this one's hovering over, right? So hover, and hover. Ooh, it's like, now my arms don't know what to do.
That's what I'm going. You're going,
Hover.
it's like I'm turning the wrong.
I know, I feel like, what am I doing? Well, and that makes me want to do something different. So let's go, that's hard, right? Oh, she's gone, she's down, right? Let's just do it so we're equal on both sides, hover. All right, so now over here, and let's practice that move, because it's almost like we went, what?
Yeah.
And I can feel it. I can feel everything in that move all the way down my midline arm. So if I can hold it here, and my arm is slightly attached, it's like tucked in, kind of like when we're doing a plank pose in yoga, and we lower to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing fitness lower, where the arms go out, you shorten the anterior deltoid, we hold the elbow in so that we can pull back, squeeze the rhomboids, right? So let's squeeze in and let's just do a little. We can come all the way up and then halfway up. Down, all the way up and then halfway up. Down, all the way up and halfway up. All the way up and halfway up. Now pause. And then let's switch it out. Tuck that arm in. All right, so here we go. All the way up. This is the one that doesn't like anything. It doesn't like anything, right? And then halfway up. And all the way up. And halfway up.
Having an anchor helps.
All the way up. And halfway up. All the way up. And halfway up. Let's do one more. All the way up. And halfway up. Good. Now let's let our weights just sit here and let's do our neck. I can feel everything across the front of my chest. Collarbones, I can feel it all. Okay. So sitting tall, just drop your chin into your chest. and rock your head side to side. Already some cracks. Oh, lots of cracks. Wow. Pause. Like I feel most of my stretch right here. You know? Not here. Though that's a stretch of its own. Right here. Right between those things, you know. And then when I come back over to the other side, I feel it in the same spot. It's sort of right here.
I feel like when I'm coming down, I feel that.
Yeah.
Place more. Maybe it's just on this side.
I think sometimes it has everything to do with the way we sleep.
Mm.
Like what side did you sleep on? Was that has that red truck been parked there the whole time?
It's mine. It's
That's
Robbie's.
your red truck?
It's Robbie's red truck. I
Okay.
gave him my car and took his truck because his truck uses so much gas, and I'm not driving anywhere really. And he's got to drive a plane on that, so.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay, let's put our weights down.
it took me 3 weeks to convince him that my car used less gas.
Less gas, yeah.
Until he paid $80, like $81 to fill his tank. He was like, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? All right, so now let's just lean forward, kind of a nice long straight spine, right? Just a nice long straight spine. And feel the flesh of your bottom push down into the chair. And so that takes that work a little deeper. And then come all the way up. And then now, because I'm forward on my chair when I lean back, it's like, where's the back of my chair? Where's the back of my chair? Oh, there it is. There's the back of my chair, right? And then I come up, yeah. So as I lean forward, I'm not going all the way down. I mean, I can lean more forward than this. But I want to engage my core, right? Come straight up and then lean back. So your back touches the outline of your chair. Okay, here we go. Forward, pause, upright, pause, all the way back, pause, and upright, pause. So now let's come forward. Let's just let our arms hang down towards the floor, right? And let the flesh of your bottom push down into your chair so you lengthen your low back. And then we come sit upright and we bring our arms straight forward if we can. Hold them here while we shift and lean back so they stay on that same plane. Right? And then come here. So come down like you're going to hang. Just let the arms hang. Flesh of the bottom pushes into your chair. And as you come to sit up, you take the arms up and lean back. Oh, and come up. All right. So what I immediately do when I lean back, stick my butt out. Doesn't do me any good. So because I arch my back a little bit more, right? It's like I don't stick my butt out. I just don't do anything with my butt. And
So it's like tucking under.
yeah. So think of that motion of the flesh of my bottom is really pushing down into the chair, and that will help to lift everything up. All right, so grab your weights. Not here. Maybe get your less weights, the smallest weights. Okay, arms at your side. So remember, when we come forward, the arms just hang towards the floor. Let's do that. Push the flesh of your bottom down into the seat. And then as you come upright, your arms come here. Don't go too far. And then lean back and press your bottom into the seat. And then upright, let your arms come in. Ooh. So let's change that a little bit. All right, here we go. Come upright, arms here, straight upright. Push your bottom down into the chair and lean back. And then when we come up, let's let our arms be right here. I like that better. So it is helping me to push my butt into the chair, just to think butt down, right? So let's just remind ourselves each time. Lean forward, arms hang to the floor, butt down, right? Lift the torso, arms forward, butt down. Keep the height, butt down, lean back. And then sit upright, arms hang at your side. Uh-huh. Let those shoulders. They're such good missionaries. They want to help us, right? Let's release those shoulders.
I do think that way.
Let's give it a little shake because it's so much harder than it seems. So much harder than it seems. How much are my weights? My weights are 5. For a moment there, I thought, do I wish I had 5-pound weights? They are 5-pound weights, Cheryl. Okay, here we go. Lean forward. Let your arms just hang down. Now, butt to the chair. Sit upright. Arms are forward. Glue your butt to the chair. Lean back. Touch the chair. Come upright. Arms at your side. Uh-huh. How many more? How many? 3 more? 3 more. Okay, here we go. And 3. Butt down. Torso up. Lean back. Glue your butt down. Torso up. Arms at your side. And 2. Butt down. Torso up, right? Lean back. Butt down. Arms at your side. Last one. Lean forward. Butt down. Torso up, right? Lean back. Push your bottom into the chair. And then torso up, right. Nice. Let's put our weights down for a minute. I need to swing my arms out. Ooh, my arms are feeling, my forearms are feeling it. My Popeyes.
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I need another circle. Oh. I really only turned the AC on right before. I didn't even think to turn it on. I don't know. Well, I think it's because the fan is pushing it down too.
Yeah.
I know it's much cooler. I mean, it's so much cooler outside that I didn't water the garden.
I need to
Let's go the
I
other
need
way.
to water today because I kept thinking they said it's going to rain, so I didn't water. It rains.
No, I think they pushed our rain to Friday.
But it's just my
But
yard
only-
is dying.
Yeah, only 50% of the metroplex will get rain.
But they did kind of say it would be like farther south, so I figured
Oh,
it would get us.
Oh, good.
I hope. Something I forget what it
All right,
was.
so
Someone was
lean
pushing south.
hand here, right? Opposite hand. And then upright, and then lean. And then upright, and just like switch. And I really want both sides of my butt cheek to stay on the seat.
Thinking about it.
I know. Well, I can feel it gets really light on the opposite side.
Yeah, this is just a second to think
But
about.
I don't-
Okay, put that butt back.
Exactly. Don't lift it up. Don't squeeze your butt cheeks together. And then I'm going to turn and look the opposite direction of my room. I'm also trying to get ready in the other room for, how many couples can sit upright? How many couples can I get in here for a childbirth class? That's my other.
Like if you can.
So now let's twist
Now,
it
do you do that in there or in here?
in there because I like to use the TV.
Yeah.
And
Well, they can sit more comfortably.
they can sit more comfortably, yeah. But I think I've decided that, I have had 7 couples, that's a lot. But I think I can do
It's 14 people. So,
5 really comfortable.
yeah. That,
And if I'm not paying rent anywhere, then that's nice. It's like, it's me making that money. I have to look at it like
you have to
It's
get
5
more
weeks.
couples if you.
it's a 5-week series. So, oh. Okay, so that feels good. I feel better. I want to get my weights though. Pick your weights. Pick your lighter weights, Mary. I saw you looking at the heavier ones.
I
Alright,
was
'cause,
thinking about it.
you know, we're just going to go side to side. Would it be beneficial for you to squeeze a ball between your legs? Let's do it. Where's my other ball? I thought I had two.
You do.
I'll give you a ball. I moved everything.
No, that's what you're saying. Other surface of it.
And I'll get a block. So that's the other reason for moving everything in this in here is putting some chairs right here. Because my thought was too, maybe I don't put chairs here. Maybe I bring one of my round tables from the office. But I think I like the chairs. I'm gonna have
Are
to look.
they, like, did you have to furnish your own office?
Well, I mean, no, my office here in the shed.
Oh.
The shed.
Because I was thinking you had to bring all your stuff on.
Well, now I do have a couch
Oh my gosh, so you got,
over there and a couple of chairs. So, all right, so same thing. I'm squeezing my block, so I'm going to lean and lift. Okay? And this arm that's hanging is doing nothing. And then lean and lift. So this is 2. Let's look down to start, right? 3. And as long as your butt, both sides of your bottom stay on the chair, I don't care how low you go. Okay, 2 more sets.
says I need that to move my toys.
And then come back. Now see that feels, I can feel that in my sideways.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy. Okay, so now I want to try and take my arm back so my weight is touching my chair. The back seat of my chair, right? It's touching the back seat of the back leg, right? Because, here I'm gonna move mine. Because I want to do this,
Oh, okay.
right?
Just give me this.
So it's almost like us doing our twist, but we've got our weights. So if you'll look at me before you move.
Oh, and you
Oh,
so they're just body on the
you're just twisting side to side, but we're controlling the movement of our arms. So now we're really using all those latissimus dorsi muscles, right? You can feel it, right? Your ribs around to your front. So now you're just twisting side to side. You can take your gaze to your twist. I'm going to finish up with this side because that makes me even and back into the middle. Because boy, I can feel that I've slipped a whole lot on this side. All right, I'm going to put my weights down. And I think my body needs a little bit of a stretch in the hip. Whew.
it's tight.
The problem is, I don't mind having that, these squares on my floor in there.
Mhm.
I don't mind it at all. It's perfectly fine for me. So, and let's point and flex the foot. I mean, you can swing a little bit if you want, but also kind of point and flex or make circles. Yeah, I mean, the gas is, I'm trying real hard. I'm going to focus on, I mean, right now my schedule is bananas. Well, I take it back. It's really not right now. I start new protocols this month. So
I want it.
I'm going to try to narrow my protocols, right?
Well, Congress will do it if there's an ass and take the gas tax off. then you can get about 20 cents cheaper a gallon. It just, it's a little bit, but it helps. Every little bit helps.
Trying to maximize my go to people's homes.
Yeah.
Like I'm only gonna get out on, and I'm gonna spend the rest of my time at home and work out of the office. So trying to figure out how that's gonna look, right?
Because it's
Lean forward if you want. I don't really need much on the lean forward. I can feel it so strongly. This, yeah. I went to see a client on Saturday. It was my last visit. And I'm pretty set. Like I have a 10 o'clock appointment and then I wait for the next one to be at 1. And the reason I do that is where am I? And where do I have to go next?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to allow for 2 hours at the house, but really the goal is just an hour and a half, right? So whoever has the afternoon visit always knows that I might come a little early, right? I'll text you when I'm on my way. But quite frankly, the morning visit can be the same because I'm like, all right, it's 9 o'clock. I think I can get out of here, so anyway, so that they hover, like, 9:30 to 10, really it's 10, usually mornings. But the afternoon appointment can be any between 12 and 1. But that is, everybody knows. If someone is solid on, nope, you can't come before 1, I am a time machine, I've got my schedule on lockdown, then I'll go have lunch or run an errand or whatever. So I just finished up with a client who I didn't have anyone else at the time. She's my own, well, I take it back, 2 clients at once. But she didn't like any of my appointment times. So she just kept saying, well, can we start at 10:30? Well, can you do it at this time? I mean, she wanted the mornings, but I was, and I just said, you know what?
If you're willing to pick up 2 appointments instead of 1.
Well, I said, you know what, right now I don't have anyone else, so yes. If you don't want to do Saturday, let's make it another day because Saturday's hard for you. You've got 2 older kids and running around, and it's hard when you've got the bigger ones.
Yeah. And it's not like it used to be where you could get a neighbor to babysit them for a while.
Not anymore. And they're very involved parents with their kids, and so she said the week of, she said, can we start later? Like, I'm just giving that leg a little pull. Oh, like, can we start at 11:30? And she said, can we start later? And I said, as long as it's not too much later, because it's so stinking hot. And what if my whole thing too is, what if I get another appointment? I don't want to be late, So, okay, lay down and let's get those legs a little. And so I didn't respond to the 11:30. I feel like that was just me saying yes. So at 11, I'm dropping him off because now I've got her and another one. So I'm dropping him off. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. It's going to be more like, 12:30 or 12. And I said, no. She goes, well, if you're going to be stressed, I'd like to just reschedule. I was like, there is no reschedule. We can't reschedule 30 minutes before or 1 hour before. I can't do that. I have protocols that start next week. But it was, and I know she didn't mean anything disrespectful by it.
Did she stay at home?
She just wasn't hearing the fact that you're not,
Is she stay at home mom full time? Because I think sometimes they get a little bit more mixed up about how important time is. Because they're she's alone to a grocery store. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just running. Because I had a few of those when I was home. And the mother would say, oh, we're at the grocery store. And I'd be like, his appointment is at 1 o'clock. And I'm at your house, and it's 1:15.
Yeah.
And then I'll be there about half an hour.
Yeah. So let's do a stretch. Pull the toes back so you can feel the calf and alternate. We might actually pardon me, we might actually stand up and, pull those back, and then sit back down again, so we can have that. But yeah, so it made the weekend kind of stressful because it aggravated me. It aggravated me, and I like her. I like the whole family.
There's just some people who don't run on a clock, and they think
Well,
if
it's
that's
like,
fine with everybody else as well.
it's no, in my, because they're both, she and her husband both work, and they're both professionals.
Oh,
So in
then
my
she should be
mind,
better.
she felt like, and I hope, and I don't think she did, her time was more important than mine. Well, I'm spending time with my kids, and you can just come later. No. So that was the hard part for me.
If she were asking a friend to visit, well, let's have coffee later. Fine. But if you're asking a professional to come in and you're paying them, you just want to go, it's an appointment. If you were at an office and said the appointment's at 11, she had to get there, I think sometimes that's easier than you going to them, because then they kind of mark the
It's
ball.
over. I mean, I'm kind of done with. But yeah, it's a little. I mean, I just think people don't give. I'm going to give you a block. People don't give they complain about what it costs for what I do, what it costs. And then they're just like, well, I mean, free spirit. I mean, you can just, shift and do whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't want to work 7 days a week. If you cancel me, then I got to make it up on a day that I'm not working. Mama needs a day off. Okay, so watch this, Mary. It's almost like we are doing that stretch and reach, right? But we're going to come here. Oh, okay. And then bend our knees and come back into our chair. And we may even, you know what? I like that. Here, lean back, up, right? It's almost like we're doing the weight thing.
Yeah.
But I want you to use all of this, okay? Well, I mean, and I can't do, here in my house, I can't do childbirth education in my house in the heat.
Oh yeah, it's a house.
My house is hot. And I'm happy with the temperature of my house. It works for me. And anyone who comes here, I mean, look, you're supposed to be sweating a little. I don't want it to be frigid, so if you're coming to work out, sweat a little. You don't mind. You're coming to have a treatment. I'm putting you on an infrared mat. You're going to sweat a little. So everything I do here is warm environment. Or what is the environment? Because you're going to feel it,
Yeah,
If it's cold outside, you're going to be a little cold inside. We'll put a blanket on you. But yeah, for a childbirth class, I'm gonna have to only do those at the house when I start next year, when it's not 100 degrees outside, right? But I'm gonna try to focus everything in the mornings, like 10 to 1. So I've shifted. They used to be 1 to 4. I've shifted. This is my first.
Have you ever thought about maybe using food at the library for your
class? I didn't think about the library. Mary, you are bringing up something so. Look, here's the deal.
Because they have tables, chairs, and
I love that idea. So here's my problem. Like, I wanted to support someone here. I mean, I was even willing, even though I pay rent already at the birth center, I was willing to pay more, to rent a place. But one of the places I really wanted to rent, I just wanted to be there so that she's a chiropractor. They serve the community. She welcomes birth workers. She has a birth worker meetup. I mean, she has expanded her space. She's done amazing work, and her space is beautiful. She wants $45 an hour. I can't afford that. I mean, I don't charge enough for my childbirth classes to pay $45 an hour. So I was sad about that. And then I went to Arts Mission. It's a there's 4 artists, but it's this charity, 501c,
Oh,
you know, you get whatever it is. And so it's hard to get an appointment up there. And it took probably 5 days to ultimately, because they're like, oh, what charity are you? Oh, and I'm like, I'm not a charity. I'm not an artist, or I mean, I am, but I'm not for this. It's not, you know. But they would never talk to me, and that's I want to talk to someone. I don't want to go back and forth through email because you're not understanding. So, okay, so here we go. Let's put our butts in the air. All right. Look at your feet, Mary. Keep your heels out a little. There you go. And now come back into your seat and stretch your arms straight out. Yeah! No fear. No fear, Mary. Lean back, touch, push your bottom into the seat. Yeah! And then come all the way into that forward bend. It's almost like momentum is on our side.
yeah.
And then come down. And lean back. Put your butt in the chair. Melt your bottom into the seat. And then all the way up. That feels amazing. And so Arts Mission, and lean back, is $30 an hour. Now they have tables and chairs, which is great. I don't really need tables and chairs, but I'll take them, right? But that includes what they call, like if I have to go in and set the tables and chairs up and then release. So my $30 an hour is included in that. It's 3 hours. So that's $90 for every time I go in already. Yeah, oh wow. That's how I have to look at it. And same for like going over to the chiropractor part. That was, $135 for every week. Well, I mean, people pay, I'm not raising my prices for the childbirth class, but all of the materials I have to provide are more expensive now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So I spend $50-ish on their material box. I mean, not because all of it is what they need, but I want it to be enticing for them, right? So it's a box and it has their materials, plus a folder so they can start collecting things that are important to them as they go through the series, or printing stuff off and they can keep it in their folder, take it to the hospital. It has like a chapstick and a fan, all these things that don't cost very much money.
Yeah, little things to make.
Little things, but still they all add up. So $50,
Yeah.
and I only charge, sounds very expensive, but I charge $425. So essentially I'm only getting $375 a couple. Well, if I only have 5 couples and it's a 5-week series, and now I'm paying $100 to $150 per rent.
Yeah, it's like you lose the amount of a whole couple.
So that's like, what is that, so that's $275 at least. I'm only making $275 a week every time I go in for 3 hours. That doesn't sound terrible, but
really, with your expertise,
I would love for it to be more. I'm not making $100 an hour. It's hard. We sit here and we have our own special deal, but anytime I sit here with someone and I share and I align and all that, I make $150. And I'm cheaper than anyone else because I'm in my house, So, I don't know.
And I don't know, where's your closest library?
Well, and that's the other deal. I am truly, I'm going to put this, I want to just demo for you. Truly, it's going to be a big step for people when I say Oak Cliff. Everything's in Oak Cliff. So
that if you do it in a library and say, then you can offer it to mothers locally, and because you can put flyers out of the library.
Yeah, but I have to charge, so I don't know how to.
What they're like anytime you have a class, they didn't charge for it.
They do. How much? I guess I need to know how much
Yeah,
the library would charge me.
Yeah, because they don't usually charge, but they may have like a $20 or $30 charge that's for like to make sure that cleanup is done.
Cleanup, yeah.
With electricity, you know how they get or something like that. But
Well, some kind of rec center too, but
if they're not in use.
a Saturday rec center would be way too loud, you know.
And the library has like early morning they have a little reading, the storybook things for the kids, but most of the rest of the day they're pretty empty until the afternoon reading thing for the kids. So,
Yeah.
And like in Cedar Hill, they let us use the library for the art room free of charge, but that's because the group doesn't cost you. But,
Oh, right.
But they would know that chocolate classes can be free. So
I don't know.
think they would-
It's just I'm thinking about it.
I would just say to them, look, I want to make chocolate class available. Cliff, rather than just North Dallas where I'm getting all my moms from, and kind of put it that way. That I really want to place them at Cliff, and this would be an ideal place.
I mean, it's not that I wouldn't want people to. I mean, obviously, I don't care if people are in my house. So watch first and then do. It's going to make it more challenging to have that slight lift, right? So we're going to start back. Like my flesh of my bottom is pressed into the chair, and I'm going to let this momentum pull me up. Now I'm getting more in my calves, right? And you don't have to come up right. I just want to pull this over. Uh-huh. So, you know what I'm going to do? Hold on, Mary. Practice. Do a practice run. How does it feel?
Pretty good. I just keep sliding back further in my chair. I think so I can do the butt down. That's the right place.
But you can. It totally feels different in the
It
calves.
does. Because it's moving.
Let's give those calves a nice stretch. Okay, so here we go. Back, bottom down into the chair, momentum forward. Now watch as you're here, like lean into your toes, a little more stretch in those calves, and for me, right at that hamstring attachment. And then come back into your chair because it's right there. And lean back. Push your bottom into the chair and come all the way out. Wiggle your hips side to side. And then come back into your chair. Bottom down and lean back. And then come all the way out. Now alternate bending your knees. Oh, wow. Oh, I can feel that even more.
Yeah.
Okay, and then back into your bottom. Seat on the chair. Oh, and lean back. Okay, last time, come all the way up. Now let's make our block lower, right? Or even hands on the floor.
Wow,
It's really big. It's amazing with this little foam wedge. Don't forget your block and sit down in your chair. Nice work. There was a moment of hesitation, like that. Somebody move my chair.
Well, no, I said I could let go of the block on the floor, and I thought, you know how you get, I think the block, am I in the same place?
Yes. Yes,
Pickles.
somebody moved my chair. Oh, okay. I wanted to include today a little bit of a quad stretch, and I thought we'd put some weights in on it, right?
Okay.
So, we might have to give you a block. I don't know if this would, actually, this might work. Let me demo with the wedge on the floor. Okay. Because what if you had a little something, you know, I mean, I don't need it because my foot goes down on the floor. But this might be good for you, and you're shorter than my legs.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna keep, I don't need that wedge. I'm just gonna scoot back in my chair a little. And I wanna kind of get my leg behind me so I can stretch. And I may never straighten it, but it feels good. So this is what we're gonna do, right? And so let's see how your knee feels. I don't want there to be any stress on the knee, but I want us to get some circulation into it. Oh, there you go, Mare. Yeah. So first thing, let's just lean forward a little and straighten the leg back. And then sit up and bend the knee. And just a little bit. And watch how I tuck my tail and lean back. Boy, it feels like a big stretch. Right? And then come forward, straighten the leg. I have to be really careful on that straighten of that knee, that joint.
Yeah.
And then torso upright. Put the flesh of your bottom down into the chair and lean back. Trembling leg. And then come forward and straighten the leg. Push the heel back. Okay, give up. Uncle.
For some reason, my foot is sticking to the thing, and I can't lift and move it.
That's it. You know what? It's not easy. Let's do the other side. Oh. You're bionic knee.
Doesn't want to do what I want
Oh, this is the quad that's so tight for me. All right, so here we go. Lean forward. Oh, shoot. Now, here we go. And straighten the leg. And then torso upright, bend the knee, and lean back. And then lean forward. And then bend the knee and torso upright, and lean back. Let's do two more. So we're even, maybe. Lean forward. Torso upright, and lean back. Oh. And then lean forward. And then give up. Oh. It gets everything, right? Well, let's do that one though. Let's do that little kind of slight horsey stretch. You know, where you alternate inside thigh. Get such a good stretch here. Just make it what it needs to be for you. Oh my gosh. Nice work.
So it loosens it up. So it loosens it up a little.
Oh, I know, right? Feels good. I really want to do just a little bit more of the arms because we did all of the ranges except for this one.
Right. Is there something that would help my hands? I mean, my hands are sore a lot lately, and they're, I have the nerve pain, and this feels like maybe arthritis soreness here. I just wondering, do some exercises with my hands. I just was wondering.
We could do
Yeah,
those,
just
let's do the
straighten out.
usual hand, I mean, I have to do them after every time I'm with someone at, a labor, so I have to do them all the time. So remember, sometimes it's just bring the fingers away, thumbs included. But palms stay together. That in itself is enough, right? And if I were to guess and look at your fingers, I'd say the middle finger on the right hand is one of your bad hands, one of your bad fingers, right? Because it doesn't move as much as the
That's
rest.
really good.
And then maybe the ring finger on your left hand. Right, and squeeze. And then open up and alternate your squeeze. And open and squeeze and open and squeeze. And so the more you get comfortable with your open and close, it'll feel more natural, right?
Well, and how you notice different things don't move like they should. My hands have been so stiff lately, and usually that's unusual for my hands. So I thought I'd look at
It's so weird. So on my left hand, let's see, like probably midweek last week, my middle finger was so sore. I mean, it felt like it was swollen too, right? And then a couple of days later, my pointer finger on my left hand, and it really looked even more swollen. And I was just like, what is this? What is this? Am I drinking too much ice water? And I've
Just
got
water, big hands.
so in an Ayurvedic lifestyle, ice has a lot of air in it. And popcorn has become my snack. Like popcorn is my snack. And popcorn is just, it's airy. And so in the latter part of our life, when we get to these two stages, these two vata stages, which are air stages, we dry out, which is why your joints gets, arthritis. We need to lube up all the joints and stuff. And if I'm doing things that are very airy to my body, then I'm just creating more air in my body. So I'm creating more air in the joints.
It's not going to be
Right. So in my mind, I was like, oh God, please don't make it the ice. Because it's so stinking hot here. Please don't make it the ice. Oh. So, okay, let's do a little more of this. Oh, wait, we're going to come back to our hands.
Just a little bit, they feel better.
See? And if you could just kind of get in the habit of doing something like that, some hand movement, I think it could be great.
Yeah, I've been doing the ones that are for the nerve damage, and they're pretty much the same as the arthritis ones. But you can kind of see like fingers that are not going the right direction.
Yeah. Well, and that
damage.
too, that's another one. If you could, and it's also neurological, if you think about it, kind of bring a thumb away. My thumbs are helping, right?
Wow, that's hard. Can't do this
My
spot.
thumb wants to help for all of them. I'm trying to glue it, right? It's almost like you don't want to look at them. Don't look into the sun.
It's like I can't feel them.
But that can be very helpful too, right? You could just, that sort of bit of using. So another one though is to,
And it just feels so straight. So, like this hand will curve fairly well, but this hand's just stiff. And his hand they used to draw this, I think maybe that holding things too tight.
well, it's our dominant. Are you lefty?
No.
Right.
But usually, I can, in some
Hands
cases I am
dexterous,
dexterous,
yeah.
but most
Me
of the
too.
time I use my right.
It's because I feel like too, we live in a right-handed world. So even for people who are left-handed, they're very accustomed to doing so many things with the right hand. Walk to the right side, drive to the right side, open with the right hand, shake with the right hand. I feel like, left-handed people have got it a little bit more of the ability to shift side to side. When I broke my right arm as a kid, I had to learn to do things with my left hand. I think that set me up for a little bit of success. Good morning.
Yeah, you can see what you get, like in between these two. It's really these two, and right in between is really swollen. You know, like these two are not as bad. So this hand's not as bad. But it's just these two fingers. And they don't even like when I bend them. They go with it. They just like they won't go straight up and down. I have to think about it again to go straight because by nature just kind of. And so.
Isn't it crazy? Okay.
Getting old is not easy.
Oh, we didn't do these. Guys, we ready?
Which ones?
So let's do it. Let's do it without weights because we can go without weights. We don't have to. So just kind of. Oh, we did these, didn't we? With weights. Did we do it with weights?
Yeah, we
We
did
did
some.
not. Some with weights?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm okay. We went back. We did bicep curls. So biceps,
Yeah, we did
triceps,
do those because we did them with the.
because we did them like this,
Yeah,
right?
we did different. Yeah, it was like I can't remember. Okay,
We had to kind of like
Right.
coordinate our movements, right?
Right. It was. Well, you can do that without weight is.
Thinking about what you're doing.
Yeah, that's actually really good to think about. Movement.
Well, and actually, I feel everything on my right shoulder. This the way that those muscles.
Now this shoulder's been good this morning, but it's been kind of pop, snap, pop. For the last few days. It's like it's moving on.
I had a really heavy dinner last night. I went over to Carolyn and Paul's. I had a really heavy dinner last night. I was up till midnight. I was so tired, but I was up till midnight because my body was just like, why have you done this? It was so good. I would do it again. It was so good. I would do it again. It's her favorite dish. That's tequila chicken with pasta. So it's like a cream sauce and chicken deliciousness and pasta. But she did make a delicious salad to go with. But yeah, I mean, I was. We had started watching Dune, and I don't know. I think 2 months ago we had started watching Dune.
You just get back.
She's like, "When are we gonna finish watching Dune?" I was like, "I don't know." So we finished it last night, and then I didn't realize this. There are 2 more.
Yes,
So we're not even close. I mean, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to watch this." Honestly, when is the next one out? Like in 23. So the next one's not out till next fall, and then it won't be on HBO until 24. I mean, I'm gonna forget everything. And all of those that young cute man that's in this movie. What's his name? Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet. I think his name. He's gonna look totally different. I don't know how old he is, but he's meant to look like 16 in the movie.
Well,
So-
but they've already made the movies, haven't they?
Oh heck, I don't know.
I thought they already made the movies.
Oh, so they're just sitting there putting all the special effects in?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I don't. Well, a lot of times they, for the disc, they send you like different endings, different shots and things, and they add extra stuff to it, so that it makes worth it paying some guy off the price for it.
Wow. Look, I am just whatever. I was like, you know what, you guys, I'm sorry. Whenever the second one comes out on to HBO, they're both like, well, let's just go to the cinema to see it. I'm like, we can't do that, but we're going to have to watch the first one again.
You get 3 books.
Look, I fall asleep watching a movie. If I'm reading a book, like really having to focus and read a book, I'm going to fall asleep. So, okay, Mary. Thank you, dear.
I appreciate it so much.
Oh, come stand right here and tell me what you think. Now the house is a complete wreck. Let me get your cane. So two chairs here. Means a couple can sit here.
Yeah.
And still see your TV. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And then I think that another chair just two. But yeah, big parking and toilets.
Oh, yes, toilets are
See, that's the other thing, toilets.
big. Well, and that's with, and how could I get real quick?
No, don't.
Um,
My next appointment is here in Oak Cliff. in the stream.
But I know they have really nice bathrooms